Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a video on repairing an attic for blow-in insulation. This is a method I like to use for it. This is the entrance to the attic right here. I'm going to open it up so you can see inside. Before I crawl into the attic, I wanted to explain why I started doing attics like this. In the area I live, you need 16 to 22 inches of insulation in your attic. So up to there is 16, there is 22. And when you're working with something like a 412 pitch on the roof, it'd be tricky to get that much insulation in there. The best way to get that insulation in is with a blow-in machine, but there's some things that are pretty inconvenient about using a blow-in machine as well, and I'll go into details on that. You can rent a blow-in machine usually from Menards, probably some other rental stores as well, and then you get the blow-in insulation also from those areas. It's cellulose or fiberglass usually. I don't know off the top of my head which is a better insulation between cellulose and fiberglass. I'm sure they both have their advantages. For what I do, I think I'm going to be using fiberglass. I thought cellulose the last time I used it was pretty dusty. Problems with some of these machines are they're probably 200 to 300 pounds, and usually you need two people to operate, although the last time I did it, it was just myself. So you can do it with one person, but usually it works better to do it with two people. Ideally, you're taking a full day to rent the machine, line up someone to help you feed it, then you have to clean it up and bring it to the rental place. Usually unloading it and loading it into a truck's kind of a hassle. It's a big hassle to get one of those machines. So if you can get that machine just one time and do your entire house, everything you need to do, that is the best way to blow in insulation. I actually have 3 attics in this house. 2 of them I'll be blowing in at the same time. And I'll show you the entrance to the other one. So this is the other bedroom that I did, and I have the attic access right there, and it actually goes this entire ceiling over to here, and then it continues along this way and is this entire ceiling as well. I'll head into this attic access now. I need to make a door for this at some point. Okay, here it is. First thing I wanted to point out was a nice walkway. Now, it can make a lot of difference just getting around an attic if you have something to crawl onto. This is the area here where I'll be blowing the insulation into. As you can see, I have this board, and I'll be able to take the hose and put it into these bays and just blow in the insulation over the top of it. Now, I added all these 2x4s between the rafters and the ceiling below, and that will give that board something to rest on, as well as actually make the ceiling, the roof, everything a little bit stronger with the bracing in there. Down below between the ceiling bay there, you can see that I have fiberglass already tucked in there. And that's the advantage to doing it like this. Now, I won't be ready to rent this machine for probably another 6 months. Maybe I'll wait till fall time even, which is still 8 months away. And in the meantime, I have an R19 value in here from the fiberglass bats that are already in here. The other thing to notice is this foam board insulation. It's a little reflective and maybe a little hard to see what's going on here. But I have this foam board set in with screws on the bottom side of these rafters. And that leaves an air channel up on top for fresh air from the intake by the eaves, and that way the attic is still able to ventilate. In addition to being up there, I put a piece of foam board under there so that no blow-in insulation is able to sneak underneath that. Another thing you can do is try to make sure all your electrical junction boxes, anything in the attic, is up a little higher so that's not getting buried in insulation as you blow it in. One more thing to mention in an attic is if you have any cracks or gaps between boards, get some expanding foam, seal any of that area up. I used to have bats crawl in through gaps like that and get into the house, and no one likes a bat in the house. I still have to come back through with a vacuum cleaner and clean up some of this mess. One more thing to point out is the fact that I have thin recessed lights in this attic and how to manage that with the insulation. I like to build these boxes out of OSB and have the cables run into it, and then there's a junction box, and it's actually just screwed right there, and I can go downstairs and open that up and show you what it looks like. And that way there's not insulation getting on top of your lights. This is the light underneath, and I'm going to pull this out. Hope I can do this with one hand. All right, there it is. So all of these lights are like this, where I have a box that you can still access, and then it's just screwed to that recessed box right there. So if I ever had to change this light fixture, all I'd have to do is open up this box, take the screw out, and rewire it. It can be a little cramped in the attic and a little hard to show you exactly what's going on, so I can show you on the computer screen model what exactly I'm referring to. This is a quick model to represent the attic. These pieces here, the foam board, this would be the blow-in insulation. These are those pieces I used to support the rafters and down to the ceiling. This represents the fiberglass insulation, the fiberglass bats. I'll hide this for a minute. So that's what it looks like today. You'll be able to take the hose of the blow-in machine and sneak it through here. In each one of these, and then blow in that blow-in insulation. And because the fiberglass insulation only extends this area here where the exterior wall would be, all of this is left open to take fresh air in, up through and into this attic so that no moisture is able to build up in here. I put together this illustration where the air would come in and exhaust from. Although you can't see it in this picture or any of the video, it does actually lead up to the ridge vent. This attic does. So all the air should be venting nicely through this. Consider following my channel if you found any of this helpful.